Sure.
I've been asking people this for years.
How kind of let's talk about that. Like so, like this all-in-one approach for you guys, which I find interesting because again, I've just been through a couple RFPs and the add-ons kill you, right?
Yeah.
How deep into the stack can you guys go in terms of your offerings? I mean, CCAS seats, UCAS seats, QM, like how deep into the stack are you bringing it to clients?
Yeah. So purely from a kind of a basic perspective, all-in-one really encompasses is everything from a telecom perspective. So we are the underlying telco provider. We provide UCAS seats to back-end users or anybody who just needs basic UCAS. And we also provide the contact center seat, which that in and of itself is obviously incredibly complex. There's a lot of functions that go into a contact center. But if you just look at that in and of itself, we're the all-in-one play as well. So we are the agent desktop and all of the tools that they need to perform their jobs, the omni-channel play, as Rick had pointed out, some of the performance metrics. We provide all of the back-end supervisory functions, so all the reports that they need to run, dashboards that they need to build, whether it's a dashboard for a hypothetical call center that no longer exists on a wallboard, or if it's a dashboard to send to an executive that he can put on his desktop, or a dashboard that we can send off to a supervisor that they can have on their iPad. All of those things go into it. And then taking that a step further, just all of the other elements of coaching and feedback and bidirectional feedback and taking that all encompassing. I mean, quite honestly, I could sit here and talk for the next hour and a half about all of the features within a contact center alone. But quite simply, if you sign up with Sharpen, you don't need another provider to come in and fill in as an IVR or the ACD. Or I know that's not necessarily commonplace today, but it used to be, I've got this for my IVR, I've got this for my ACD, I've got this over here for my QM and everything else. I mean, we truly are you sign up with Sharpen, you get all this stuff right there in one pretty box.
I mean, a couple of vendors have gone the way of best of breed. I do CCAS really well, but I'm going to partner with this guy for WFM, and I'm going to partner with this guy for QM. And there's merits to that, but there's also the other side of the coin where it's like, listen, no, we want to be in control of the agent experience. We want the client to have one conversation. We don't want them thinking about back-end integration and reportings and all those challenges that are there. To me, there's a lot of merit to that.
Yeah. And I guess to kind of build on that too, I will say, so we are all in one, but we're not all or none either. So I would argue that just in terms of reporting, agent desktop, and again, a lot of the tools we've talked about, we're just right up there with best of breed. Like what we have in terms of a product that competes with enterprise grade products, much the same as us, we're right there. But we fully recognize that folks may say, hey, you know what? I really like this for my UCAS play, or I really want to integrate to this WFM provider over here. We fully acknowledge that the customers want choices, and as such, all in one, but not all or none. So if you want to use us for the contact center and layer in somebody else for UCAS, by all means, let's have that discussion.
Okay.
The industry bellwethers, certainly if you go back a couple of years, we've noticed the add-ons were, I think, the profit margin for most deals, in that it was almost like a car sale where it's like, just get them to commit, and then once they're committed, then all the extras start getting layered and layered on, and that's where the margin was. And that for a long time, that's been the pricing model, and it's still out there. And you guys are in the minority still with that bundle.
Yeah,
that's right. That's the greatest Seinfeld bit ever. What's the rust coating on the bottom? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Well, you bring up such a great point, right? It's like, here, I want to sell you a car. Perfect. Let's go test drive it. And you test drive, and you're like, hold on a second. This has an AM/FM radio.
Yeah.
There's no analog brakes. What? I mean, hell, this thing doesn't even have headlights. And then all of a sudden, they're like, well, you didn't ask for headlights. What do you mean I didn't ask for headlights?
Of course I want headlights. I want to drive at night.
I can sell you headlights. Here you go. Here you go. They're $500 a pop. Wait, $500 a pop? And then all of a sudden you keep adding all these things up, to your point. And then you get the bill as far as what you were actually given in a demo, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, hold on, I thought this was $100 a seat. By the time you add everything up, it's like, this is more like $200 a seat. And quite honestly, that's one of the things that I love to highlight about our demos is you have a CFO or somebody who kind of knows how the game works, who sits there and watches a demo of a product, and they know full well as they watch a typical demo, they're going to sit there and add up line item after line item after line item. So yeah, $100 a seat, but what we actually just showed you is more to the tune of 250 because we gave you everything. Well, that's the nice thing about Sharpen is you watch a demo of what we have to offer and what we can do to improve their contact center. And then, by the way, we tell you at the very end that everything you just saw right there is all wrapped up in that price that we publish on our webpage, so it's not hidden from anybody. I mean, that's very compelling stuff that people really say, wow, this is significant.